वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Hari Om, salutations to all. So, we are seeing the 11th Jyotirlinga, and we saw about Rameshwar Bhagwan and how the linga was established by Bhagwan Ram, and that was in his Nitya Karma, in his daily worship of Bhagwan. Now, this is mentioned in Shiva Purana also, Valmiki Ramayana also, Tulsi Ramayana also. There's some play that is going on here in Mumbai and other places also, where it is depicted that, for this pratishtha of this linga, Bhagwan Ram called Ravan, because Ravan is born in Pulastya Kula, so he is supposed to be a Brahmana, but he calls Ravan, and Ravan brings Sita ji, does the pratishtha, takes Sita ji back. Then Bhagwan goes there, does the war, kills Ravan, brings Sita ji back. I don't know which version of Ramayana it is, or even if it is in any version of Ramayana, but weird things do come up. At least that I have not read anywhere. If it is in some other version of Ramayana, I don't know, because there are a lot of so many Ramayans which are there. Somewhere if they have found something and they have written, but it is very unlikely. How is it that Ravan has to be only called? In the whole world there is no other Brahmana, that only Ravan has to be called. And the thing is, when people see all this, then they think that this has actually happened. I'm clarifying this only because I have got some of the questions from people who have gone and seen the play. I saw it, the first or second show I saw actually. So the idea is we should go by some of the versions of Ramayana which we know, like Valmiki Ramayana, Tulsi Ramayana, if even Kamba Ramayana. So these are what we consider as Pramana. And if anything we have to believe about Ramayana, we should go by some of these. There may be hundreds of versions, and there may be many people who would have written on Ramayana, who would have their own versions of Ramayana. And also Ramayana has happened in many kalpas. So there is Kalpa Bheda also. Ramayana happens in every Chaturyugi cycle. In every Treta Yuga, Ramayana happens. So some or the other difference may be there, but not like this stark kind of a difference where Ravan is called for the Pratishtha, and then he brings Sita ji, and then again he takes her back. That is absolutely unbelievable. So that is one aspect. Now, so yes, what we just saw about Bhagavan creating the Parthiv Linga and then worshipping, all that which we saw yesterday, all that is mentioned properly in Tulsi Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, etc. Now here in this Skanda Puran, there is another story. And what is that? So it is said that when Bhagwan killed Ravan and he was bringing Mother Sita ji back to Ayodhya, then um, when they crossed the ocean and they came to this Gandhamadan Parvat, so this Gandhamadan Parvat is supposed to be in and around that island of Ramnathpuram, where Rameshwaram is. Ramnathpuram, that district, it is actually an island. Even today, if you go, there's a bridge that connects. And so this Gandhamadan Parvat is supposed to be nearby there. And also it is said that, there is not huge hills and mountains, etc. in that area. So the temple also which has been built by bringing the rocks in ships from India, as well as some of them from Lanka, it seems, when the temple structure has been built. Bhagwan Ram did the worship there and did the pratishtha there and requested Bhagwan Shiva, you please be here as the Jyotirlinga, etc. Then at different points in time in history, the temples would have been built and some destroyed and again rebuilt and all that would have happened. And so that one historical explanation is also given for that. Um, like see here, uh, now obviously Treta Yuga timing we won't know when it was made, etc. People start doing the dating of Ramayana, and that's a whole different topic altogether. But it is said here that in 1480, in some terrific storm, the temple did get affected very badly, and so then it was rebuilt. So now see here it is said from the Tamrapata which is found in the mandir, means the copper plate. The archaeological excavation they would have done. So there they found a copper plate where it is said 1173 King Parakrama Bahu from Lanka, he built this Mula Garbhagraha, and this Shivalinga which was there by created by Bhagwan. So around that he built this, it seems. And then in 1480 this temple was dilapidated, and then again it was rebuilt. Some history is given for that whole thing. um, in the 17th century, this Dalavaya Setupati, he created the Gopuram, etc. So revival has happened, and we know that there's it has one of the most beautiful passages where the pillars are in such symmetry, they are organized. Um, so they have this huge Pradakshina path around the mandir. And in that Pradakshina path, you see the pillars. Massive. It is one of the largest. I think it is the largest one. Some 133 meters. Some descriptions are given here. So in time, these temples have been built. That's the point. And it has gone through various ups and downs of weather and uh, nature's challenges because it's surrounded by the ocean. And hence, this is one aspect of the actual temple. Now, That's why it is said that nearby there are no the material with which the temple has been made has been brought from India as well as Lanka. So now here this is another legend now from Skanda Puran. So Gandhamadan is there. So when Bhagwan was returning from Lanka, going back to Ayodhya, he stops here with Sita ji and all the devotees, whoever have come, who all the monkeys, etc. Bhagwan is taking them to Ayodhya. So um, he comes to this Gandhamadan place, lands the Pushpak Viman there. So many rishis and others, they also come around to have darshan of Bhagwan, and they are very happy that Ravan has been killed, because Ravan used to trouble them and not allow them to do yajnas, and he would send his Rakshasas. But remember, Ravan is a Brahmana. And so when Bhagwan has killed him, some of these rishis, they tell the Lord that, this Brahma Hatya dosh you have got now. And so uh, you have to get rid of that Brahma Hatya dosh. One of the legends, that's what is for Haridwar uh, in Rishikesh, not Haridwar, Rishikesh, where we see Ram Jhula, Lakshman Jhula. So that legend there also says that Bhagwan did tapasya there to get rid of the Brahma Hatya dosha. And now here it is said, um, so Bhagwan Ram asks them that please tell me now how do I get rid of this. So they say that Bhagwan Shiva is the one who is capable of removing this Brahma Hatya dosh, so you have to please him. So you have to do a pratishtha of a Shivalinga here. Now when you do the pratishtha of the Shivalinga, you have invoked Bhagwan Shiva, do the pratishtha, worship the Lord, and with his blessings, his Brahma Hatya dosh will go. So they also say that on the Gandhamadan Parvat, when you establish, it will be for Loka Sangraha, it will not be only for removing your Brahma Hatya dosh. So Bhagwan should remain there. Now when Ramji heard this, so he establishes. So what does he do? What he wants to establish in a very nice way, a proper linga. So they find out the right time, muhurta and all that. Punya Kal, that is called. So they decide the Punya Kal, and which was going to come in two muhurtas, meaning in 40 minutes, 40 minutes. In 80 minutes was the Punya Kal which was going to come. And remember, Bhagwan has to return to Ayodhya soon, because Bharatji had told that 14 years, and if you don't return by the end of 14 years, I will immolate myself. And the time is very less. So the immediate Punyakal available is in 80 minutes, it is coming. And what does Bhagwan want now? He wants a Shivalinga from Kailas. So he sends Hanumanji to Kailas to bring the linga from there. Now Hanumanji, he goes. He has brought the whole Sanjeevani so many times. Twice he brought. So totally 8 trips he made. If as per Valmiki Ramayana, if you read, 8 trips Hanumanji makes. Once when both Bhagwan Ram and Lakshman, they have been made unconscious. So he goes, brings Sanjeevani, comes back. Again goes, puts it back, the Dronagiri Parvat, again comes back, 1 trip. Then Meghnad injures Lakshmanji and his life is at stake. So again he goes, brings it back, puts it back, comes back. So 8 times, and he has crossed the ocean and all that. So many feats he has accomplished. So Bhagwan calls him and he says, "You go quickly. 80 minutes is the duration we have. You must go and bring the linga from there." So he understood that the urgency of this. So he went swiftly. And everybody is seeing Hanumanji, he was just here and now he suddenly disappeared in the sky. Absolutely fast, he just went and reached Kailas. But he didn't have the darshan of Shivji there. Now, so he sat there, he did some worship of Bhagwan, he invoked the Lord, and then Shivji manifested there and he got a linga. Now, here, meanwhile, the Muhurta is passing and Hanumanji is nowhere in sight. And they are saying now if this Muhurta passes, it has to be within the 80 minutes, it has to be finished. The Punya Kal is in the two Muhurtas. Within that, this Pratishtha has to be finished. So he didn't come back by that time. So they tell Bhagwan Ram that now this auspicious time is going. Meanwhile, uh, Mother Sita, she has made a linga, a small linga she has made. They call it as a Bala linga, not Bala linga, sorry, Baluka linga. So she has made from sand, a small linga she has made there. And Bhagavan was told that you can do the pratishtha in this also. Linga can be created. And Bhagavan Shiva has to be invoked anywhere you can invoke with the Parthiva linga. You can create in the mud and especially on the banks of a river, on the shores of the ocean, very auspicious. So they say you please do because this time will go and Muhurta is important. So he says, so the rishis, when they tell him this, so it is said here that Jyeshta Mas Shukla Paksha Dashami Budhwar Hasta Nakshatra, uh, in the Hasta Nakshatra is the Yoga and Gada is the Karana, Ananda and Vyatipata Yoga, Kanya Rashi, Chandrama, Vrisha Rashi, Surya. In this auspicious Muhurta, when 10 yogas have come together on the Gandhamadan mountain, this Linga Rupadhari Shivji, made by Mother Sita, in that Bhagwan Ram invokes the Lord. So it is a Shivalinga made by both Sita ji and Bhagwan Ram. So Bhagwan Shiva manifested there in that linga. And on his jata he has the Chandrama and Gangaji, etc. And that whole description of his beautiful form is given, that how he manifests there when he is invoked and the puja is done. So he manifests there and he says that whoever comes to this place, has darshan, will be freed from Mahapataka. So most terrible sins one would have committed, all those one can be freed from by the darshan of this linga. Of course, his Brahmahatya dosh Bhagwan Shiva destroys. And he also says that Dhanushkoti is a place where, so on the way, so after the Ramanathpuram, the Rameshwaram temple, if we go towards the place where the Setu has been built, there this Dhanushkoti will come. So he says Dhanushkoti, at that time, as we saw, it was an island and all that. Now the road has been built. So he says that whoever takes a dip in the Dhanushkoti and comes, worships the linga, will get freed from all the sins. Now, this way, the pratishtha has happened. Just when it is all over, Hanumanji comes there. with the best of his intentions, he went there, didn't find Shivji. He didn't go there just to get any rock from Kailas. He went there to get the linga from Shivji. And he himself is Rudra avatar. 11th Rudra avatar of Shivji is Hanumanji. And so he went there for that, and when he didn't find Shivji there, so he waited, invoked Bhagavan, got the linga. By the time he came, the Shivalinga already is established here. And he saw, but he has brought a linga, so he came, prostrated to Bhagavan Ram, and all of them, Sita ji, Lakshman ji, Sugriv, all of them, he prostrates to all of them. And then he saw that, array, there's already one Shivlinga established here, and the rishis, etc., they are continuing the worship there. So he got little sad. He said, array, what is this now? So he told Bhagavan that when I went to Kailas, I did not have darshan of Shivji there, and so I had to wait, do some tapasya, propitiate him. And with his grace, this is a Shivlinga that he himself has given. And when I have come back here, this linga has already been established. So, and all the devtas, munis, and everybody, they all are worshipping this linga. So, this Shivlinga that I have brought from this place, now it is futile. So, what do I do with this Shivlinga? And he was also feeling sad. And Hanumanji, when he was feeling sad, Bhagavan Ram saw that, he is feeling sad here. So he is at the feet of Bhagavan Ram. So he lifts up Hanumanji and he gives him Jnana Upadesh there. And what does he say? So he says that body is born and body dies. Atma is never dead. Atma never is born, it does not change, it does not die. And so, O Anjana Nandan, you establish yourself in that absolute truth, which is the infinite consciousness, which is non-dual, which is one. Because that is the source of bliss and all happiness. You drop this grief, this sadness in your heart, contemplate on that infinite consciousness, non-dual Brahman. Then whatever actions you do with that attitude, that I am Brahman, I am only a witness, this karma is happening, let it happen. It is the prarabdha of the body, it is as per whatever the karmic situations are. I have nothing to do with it. I am the akarta, abhokta, I am the witness. Actions happen. And hence he gives this tattva jnana. And he says that Brahman is me. So every action done with this attitude that I am not the doer, I am Brahman, action is happening. I am the karta of that action, not the jiva. And so it will become my karma. And whatever linga sthapana has happened here, that also you have only done. Why? Because you and I are not different. The Atma in you is the Atma that is me, and I am the enlivener of this equipment. And as the witness, when you abide in that, you watch the play of the finite equipment, Sharira, which is born, which changes, which dies. Atma will not die, and I am that Atma. And as the Atma, I am there in you, and there is no difference between both of us. So don't worry, even if I have done the pratishtha here, it is actually you only who have done it, because both of us are one. And he gave him the knowledge of Advaita. And he also explained to him that the Punya Kala was getting over. And so the rishis, the munis, all of them, they insisted that we must do the sthapana within the time, and the punyakal is because we didn't want it to pass, so we have done the pratishtha. So don't be angry, don't be upset, drop this. So he gave both the reasons. Highest knowledge he gave to him, Atmagnan, saying you and I are one, and what I have done, you have done. Drop the Jiva Bhav, abide in Brahman, abide in the Sakshi Bhav, and know that there is one Karta, which is the Lord, and you are one with me, so you have only done this. Now somebody may say that Swamiji, this is very convenient to quote Vedant and make Hanumanji understand that, okay, console him saying, okay, you only have done, I and you are one. But the fact is, Hanumanji put so much of effort, then why did Bhagavan Ram even send him there? See, the point is, that Vedanta was not used to justify. The Vedanta is, so the occasion is used to give the knowledge of Vedanta. If you see, even in the Gita, the despair and the despondency that Arjun is in, it is not some kind of a consoling philosophy. It is the truth. We come into despair, we come into dejection, despondency, depression, we feel low, sad, and same way we feel very elated, excited because there is a strong karta bhav and then bhokta bhav is there. Now that is what prevents us from realizing the absolute truth and the oneness. Shiva literally means what? Shiva means that non-dual truth only. Shiva means that consciousness. Ram means that consciousness. So, unless we don't abide in that absolute truth, we can't get out of grief and sorrow. Linga pratishtha can happen. But Shiva Linga means what? Linga indicates that Shiva Tattva. Linga literally means a symbol, a sign. Like the flag is the symbol of our country. It is maybe made up of cloth, paper, whatever it may be made up of. We don't consider that. We consider that our country, it symbolizes our country. We don't think, oh, just paper. No. It is country. And patriotism we invoke. Same way, Shiva Linga is a symbol of Shiva Tattva. And that Shiva Tattva is non-dual. If grief has to be removed once and for all, then it is only Atmagyan which will remove. The sorrow is because of Karta Bhav and Bhokta Bhav. Hanumanji went there, Bhagwan's Agnya, he went there. If you analyze this whole episode, is very amazing. Hanumanji didn't go out of personal will. He went for Bhagwan's work. Brahma Hatya dosh has to be removed. And Bhagwan was told, establish a Shivalinga. So Bhagwan said, you go to Kailas and bring. So it is Bhagwan's will. Now he goes to Kailas and Shivji is not there. So Hanumanji doesn't pick up any stone and come. He propitiates Shivji. So he does his job beautifully. Now Shivji appears, gives him the linga. Now he brings it back. The Punya Kala is getting over, so Bhagwan is established. Now it is Bhagwan's Brahma Hatya dosh. It is Bhagwan's will. Hanumanji went there, invoked Shiva Tattva, Shivji there, and he brought the Shivalinga. Now suddenly there is a Karta Bhokta Bhav that has come. That I went, I brought, my effort, now it is wasted. What do I do with this linga? So no doubt he has devotion for Bhagwan. He did it for Bhagwan, but Karta Bhav has come. That's why Atmagyan is given by him, saying, you are not the Karta, I am the Karta only, and you and I are one essentially. So there is nothing to be sad about. No, but it is natural that, he went all the way there and one will feel sad. No, that when identification with the mind happens, then one will feel sad, no doubt. If one actually otherwise analyzes, it is Bhagwan's will. Everything has to be done for the Lord. His Brahma Hatya dosh has to be removed, so Shivalinga has to be brought, and he only said go to Kailas. Hanumanji is literally an instrument. Even from bhakti standpoint, if you see, he is only an instrument. Though he may have done it, that's the whole point when Bhagavan says to Arjun also in the Gita, Maya eva nihata purvameva nimitta matram bhava savya sachin. I have already killed these people. You just be an instrument. So action will be completely done by the jiva, but the doership is not to be taken up by the jiva. Why? Because the doership only binds us. Swamiji, how this is unfair. You know, I am doing all the action, but I should not have doership. That's the secret. Because we are not the karta. If we drop doership, we realize infinite bliss. It is doership which is making us crave for the results of action, and then we feel by enjoying that result of action, I will be happy. That is the ignorance. That is the delusion. Even if we enjoy that, that is momentary. How long will that last? But when the doership is dropped completely, karta bhav gone means bhokta bhav also gone. Then Brahman alone remains. That is infinite consciousness, that is Shiva, and that is Ram. So the linga actually indicates that truth. That which is beyond the body, mind, intellect, beyond the panchakoshas, beyond three states of consciousness, beyond the three gunas, beyond gross, subtle, causal body, that tattva is our true nature. Abiding in that tattva, doership when it is dropped, then all the doshas will also go. So Shivalinga Sthapana is meant for that. That if I drop doership, so even Bhagavan, when he establishes Shivalinga there, the rishis, when they tell him, why Shivalinga? Bhagavan Shiva is the destroyer, that is one aspect. But the second aspect is the tattva. Abiding in the non-doership, whatever karmas are created, they will be burnt. Now please understand, Bhagavan Ram is avatar. He doesn't have jiva bhav, karta bhav, but when he is playing the role of a human being to establish dharma for a human being, he demonstrates all this. This is a leela done by him. Otherwise, he is not bound by any karma. So philosophically, that we should be clear. So now Hanumanji is given this tattva jnana that you are not the karta, you are not the bhokta, you are Brahman, and you and I are one. So from that standpoint, if I have established here, it is you only who have established. So drop your grief. Then at a relative plane, when Vyavahar is happening, he also explains to him that, the time was passing and we could not wait, and hence we had to do this. But it is said Hanumanji was feeling still sad, because sometimes it happens philosophically, how much ever one may explain, but if one is stuck emotionally, then one needs some emotional, consolation, solution. So Hanumanji was still sad. And here, Bhagwan saw. So now what does Bhagwan do? He wants to make Hanumanji happy. So he says, okay, then you do one thing. You uproot this Shivalinga that I have made, and you establish the Shivalinga that you have brought. So when he says this, Hanuman is very happy that my Shivalinga is going to come there. And Bhagwan said, you uproot this Shivalinga. And so he actually went to uproot. That's what Skanda Puran says here. And Shivalinga and uproot it. He thought that it is, very soft because made from mud. But once the pratishtha has happened there, it has become as hard as a Vajra. That's what the Skanda Puran says here. That it became as hard as a Vajra, and Hanumanji tried his best. He could not move that Shivalinga even a bit. And Hanumanji is very frustrated with this now. So, you know, with his tail, he smashes on the ground and he gives out a loud cry that, what is this? He has brought the whole Sanjeevani mountain and all that, and one Shivlinga is not able to lift out from there. And so with his tail, he smashed on the earth. So it says the earth shook a little bit, but Shivlinga does not shake. He tried, with his tail when he smashes, maybe this foundation of the Shivlinga will shake and then he can uproot it. Nothing happened to the Shivlinga. So, on the contrary, ulta happened. The force with which he hit the earth, that vibration, Hanumanji got shaken up and he got like a, what do you call, dhakka, I don't know what you call in English. He got as though a push. And it is written here that he fell some 3.5 kilometers away and became unconscious. Some blood started flowing out of his body because the impact of that smashing of his tail, he flew and he fell. So Bhagwan, who was there, he saw that Hanuman is bleeding there, and Sita ji also, she saw that he has got injured and he is unconscious now. Some blood is flowing. Slowly, they tied some whatever, some cloth and all that, and then after some time, Hanumanji came back to consciousness. Now, Hanumanji, when he opened his eyes, he is seeing Bhagwan Ram as Brahman. He got darshan of Bhagwan Ram. And see, Bhagwan Ram, in the sense, here it is written that he had the darshan of, meaning he has the vision of oneness. Brahma darshan means what? Brahman is not some form. Parabrahma darshan he attained. So Parabrahma darshan means he got established in the vision of oneness. And when he saw Bhagwan, he saw the linga established by Bhagwan. His delusion ended and he got established in the vision of oneness. And so he, especially that linga that he has brought, that linga as though was radiant, shining, and that linga is like Atma Linga. So he saw that everything is Brahman, and that specifically that linga, he starts worshipping. He does the stuti of that linga, where he sings the glory of Brahman there. And so he falls at the feet of Bhagwan Ram also, and he says, I am sorry, I got carried away by this doership. Now I realize that all is Brahman alone. And so he falls and he says, I made a mistake, because of which all of you went through so much of trouble. And so here he apologizes also that, I tried to uproot that linga which you have established yourself here. And so Bhagwan Ram tells him that because of that doership you went through all this, and because you tried to uproot that Shivalinga, that's an aparadha against Bhagwan Shiva himself. And so you got this result that, you fell and then you became unconscious and some blood was flowing out of you, etc. So don't entertain doership anymore. When Hanumanji has asked for forgiveness, Bhagwan forgives him and tells him this is why all this happened. Now he says that this is a very auspicious day also, and you have brought this linga from Kailas. You only established it near this linga, my linga, whatever Bhagwan has established, near that. So he says that you established this linga, and in the three worlds, this will be famous by your name, Hanumadishwara. So he says that first one should have darshan of Hanumadishwara. Then one must have Rameshwara darshan. So the two lingas which are there, one is Hanumadishwara, another is Rameshwara. See, beautiful, no? How the names are. And how Bhagwan tells that first people must have darshan of Hanumadishwara and then have darshan of Rameshwara. And of course, both the lingas, the darshan when one has the Mahapatakanasha will happen and fulfillment of desires will happen and all that. Now, see, Bhagwan could have told Hanumanji to establish that linga nearby even without all this. But the whole point is through that, Hanumanji also is Leela only, all this he is doing. For all of us, the whole point is to entertain non-doership. The bhav of non-doership when we have, then only this will liberate us. And so, this whole Leela. And when we go to Rameshwaram, this is the worship that one should do, where one surrenders to the Lord completely. And through this legend, one remembers this Tattvajnan, Atmajnan, that we are Brahman and Brahman alone is the truth. Karta bhav, bhokta bhav is actually bondage. It is illusory. It is not which we can make us really happy. It can give some temporary pleasure, but that is the cause of bondage also. And so this whole Leela has been done. Another aspect of this whole Leela is Hanumanji has also killed Brahma Rakshasas. You know, so many Rakshasas, they are again in Brahmakula only. So they are Brahmakula, meaning they are some of them are Brahmanas. And he has also destroyed many of them. And so it is said here, Bhagavan tells him that when you establish the Shivalinga, you will also be freed from the Brahmahatya dosh. See how beautiful is that. Bhagavan Ram's linga frees Bhagavan Ram. Hanumanji, when he has established a linga, Hanumanji is also freed. And so he says here that especially because this linga is specially given by Shivji himself. Whoever has darshan of this, now all the three tattvas have come together. Bhagavan Ram has established the linga with Mother Sita. Together they have established this Rameshwar linga. Shivji has given this linga and Hanumanji has brought this here, and now Hanumanji has established that linga. So these two lingas have a lot of significance. And so he says here that whoever has darshan of these two lingas, they will be freed and they will attain auspiciousness. They will become Kritakritya. Very nice expression that is. Kritakritya means one who has done what needs to be done. And so there is a great sense of fulfillment that I have done what needs to be done. What needs to be done? Doership needs to be dropped. One has to realize essential oneness with the divine. If that we have done as a human being, we are born on this earth in this human form. The main purpose is to realize our essential oneness with the divine. Until we don't realize, we will keep coming back in different forms. And not easy to get the next human form. So the best use of the human form is to realize essential oneness with the divine. That our nature is infinite consciousness. We are Sachidananda Swarup Atma. And that is called Kritakritya. This word comes in the Gita also. Etad buddhva buddhiman syat kritakrityascha bharata. 15th chapter it comes. Having known this, Bhagavan says that person is buddhiman. Krishna Bhagavan, what is his definition of buddhiman? Who is a wise person? What he told in the 15th chapter, no, that essence of 15th chapter also is oneness. Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara are one. Whoever knows this, Bhagavan says that person is wise and that person is Kritakritya, has done what needs to be done. We may achieve some projects and we may say, yes, my desire got fulfilled. I wanted to do this. I wanted to achieve this. I wanted to have a family, this promotion, that work, this success. I have lived a full life. At one level, all right. But from spiritual level, till Jiva Bhav is there, we are bound. And one who drops it, really that person is Kritakritya. So he says here that whoever has darshan of these two lingas, drops the doership, that person will become Kritakritya. Um, and also, finally, what will happen? Even from 1,000 yojanas far, if somebody just remembers Hanumadishwara and Rameshwara with great bhav, with devotion, with surrender, suppose one is not able to visit that place. See, Shastra gives all options. For some reason, it may be age, it may be any other reason, one is not able to reach the place. Then just remembering Hanumadeshwara and Rameshwara, one will attain what is called here Shiva Sayujya Mukti. And whatever yajnas, tapa, etc., the fruit one attains, just by darshan of this linga, one will attain. All that is given here in this Skanda Puran. स्वयं हरेण दत्तं तु हनुमन्नामकं शिवं सम्पश्यन् रामनाथं च कृतकृत्यो भवेन्नरः योजनानां सहस्रेऽपि स्मृत्वा लिङ्गं हनुमतः रामनाथेश्वरं चापि स्मृत्वा सायुज्यमाप्नुयात् तेनेष्टं सर्वयज्ञैश्च तपश्चाकारि कृत्स्नशः येन दृष्टौ महादेवौ हनुमद्राघवेश्वरौ. Beautifully explained. This is in Skanda Puran, Brahmakhand, Setu Mahatmya, 45, chapter number 61 to 63 verses. Then it is also said that three times when one wakes up in the morning, three times when one remembers with the word Ramnath or Rameshwara, three times one has to do Uchar. Then earlier day Papa, whatever has happened, will get destroyed. If one chants Rameshwara at the time of death, then Punarjanma does not happen. And beautiful one shloka comes here where there is a prayer. Ramanatha Mahadeva Mamraksha Karuna Nidhe iti yasatatam bruyat kalinasau nabadhyate. This Kali Yuga will not bind that person who prays to Bhagwan Rameshwara, Ramnath Mahadev. Now, this is the glory, and there is one more thing which is given here. Yes, that is Dhanush Koti, where one takes a bath. What we spoke earlier. That person who takes a bath in the Dhanush Koti, it is said one will attain Varun Loka. And if one takes that water and does the Abhishek on the Shivalinga, one attains Shivaloka and one gets worshipped in Shivaloka. And so this is the most beautiful legend of Bhagwan Rameshwara and Hanumadeshwar. Now I'm just sharing here the picture of both the lingas. Some other place there may be some other legend about it also. What we saw is from Skanda Puran. One should not think that, oh, but I heard some other story. And there may be different stories from different Puranas. Our point is what? The bhav is important. What is the import of the story and what do we learn out of it? That is most important. So this is the linga. Left side is Hanumadeshwara, right side is Rameshwara. Yesterday we had worshipped this Rameshwar Linga only, which is on the right side. Yesterday we did, and this left side is Hanumadeshwar Linga. So today we will meditate on Rameshwar Bhagwan. Sit erect, the head, the neck, and the spine in a straight line. Close your eyes gently. Relax the shoulders. Let your hands be in your lap, palms facing the sky. Come to a comfortable posture without any strain in any part of the body. Thank Bhagwan for all the blessings and challenges that we have in life. Whatever good actions you have been able to do yesterday, in fact, all actions that one has done yesterday, offer them at the feet of Bhagwan. Thank Bhagwan for the opportunity to be his instrument, to serve him. Grateful that Bhagwan gave us a chance to serve. Bhagwan is the Karta, we are only the Nimitta, and blessed are we to be his Nimitta. So thank Bhagwan for all the roles that you played yesterday and served the Lord through those roles. When we find great joy in Seva, in Samarpan, our heart is fulfilled. Suggest to the mind that for the next 20 minutes, I am steady and still without any movements. I am alert, awake, and quiet. I am only a seeker, a devotee for the next 30 minutes. My goal is to realize the self. Relax the body. As we say She, take a slow, steady, and deep breath. As you hear Va, exhale. No need to chant along with this. You can do mental chanting if you like. Otherwise, just follow the breathing. Deep inhalation and long exhalation. Exhale completely. She. 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 Continue to breathe at your own pace and be aware of each and every breath and what it does to the body and to the mind. In the space between the two eyebrows or in your heart, visualize a circle of white light and invoke the auspicious form of your Guru. Feel that you are in front of your Guru with folded hands, thanking him for all the grace and guidance, for all the love and knowledge. With all devotion, let us chant Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Offer some flowers at the feet of the Guru, perform a pradakshina, come to prostrate in front of the Guru. Repose the form of the Guru back into your heart. Invoke the auspicious form of Hanumadishvara first. Shivalinga established by Hanumanji, which is Atmalinga, which Shivji himself had given. Beautiful crowns are put on the Shivalinga. There is a Naga Pratishtha also above it. There is the Tripundra, made up of metal, that is also there on the Shivalinga. Kumkum is in the center of it. There are garlands of flowers on the Shivalinga. There are some loose flowers on the Pitha. There is a Vastra that has been offered to Bhagavan that covers the Pitha. There is a red garland around the Shivalinga resting on the Pitha and touching the ground. There are beautiful clothes offered on the Shivalinga. There is an Agni right in front of Shivalinga. There are some lamps hanging from the ceiling. These lamps have steady flames. So keep this Shivalinga in the mind. This is Hanumadeshwara, Atmalinga. And we remember Bhagwan 11 times with this mantra. Om Hanumadeshwaraya Namaha. 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 Continue to chant mentally. Offer some flowers to Hanumadeshwara Linga. Prostrate in front of the Linga. Pray that may we drop our Karta Bhav and Bhokta Bhav. May all our negativities and sins be destroyed. May we serve selflessly. May we be only instruments of the Bhagwan. And may we always remember that Bhagwan is the Karta and I am essentially one with Supreme Consciousness. Repose the Linga back into your heart. Invoke the most auspicious Rameshwar Linga. Feel that you have a pot of water that you have taken from the oceans. from Dhanushkoti. Invoke the auspicious Rameshwar Linga, which is tall, which is which is black. Do the Abhishek of the Rameshwar Linga with the water from Dhanushkoti. And also you have another pot of water, which is Ganga Jal from Kashi. So offer the Abhisheka on the Linga, just like the water pervades the Linga. May our thoughts be pervaded by the divine. May our mind pervade as though the divine. With a simple dry white cloth, wipe the Linga. Offer Vastra to Bhagwan. Offer it around the Pitha. Offer the crown on the Shivalinga. Apply Bhasma to Bhagwan. 3 lines. Offer Chandan and Kumkum in the center of the 3 lines. Offer a garland of flowers. You may offer as many garlands as you like. Decorate the Shivalinga. This is the Linga established by Bhagwan Ram and Mother Sita. He is Rameshwar Bhagwan. With each name that we chant, visualize that you are offering Bilva Patra to Bhagwan. 27 times we will chant Om Rameshwaraya Namaha. 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 रामेश्वराय नमः। ॐ 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 रामेश्वराय नमः। Continue mentally. Conclude the archana. Offer the dhupa, deepa and naivedya to Bhagavan. Light an agarbatti. Ring the bell. Show the agarbatti to Bhagavan. Light a lamp. Hold it steadily in front of the linga. Ring the bell. Offer some fruits, sweets and savories to Bhagavan. The tulsi leaf. Offer the naivedya to Bhagavan. Offer water 3 times after that. Light some camphor. Ring the bell and do the arti of Bhagavan. Show the arti to Bhagavan. You take the arati. Perform a pradakshina of Bhagavan. Prostrate in front of Bhagavan. Take some flowers and offer them with chanting of Veda mantras. That is mantra pushpam. If you don't know any other Veda mantras, chant Sadhana or Vatu. Having offered the mantra pushpam, offer some dakshina and again some flowers as Rajopachar. Bhagavan bless us with more and more Ananya Bhav, Nishkama Bhav, Nimitta Bhav, single pointed devotion, selflessness, and surrender of to worship. Repose the form of the Lord back into your heart. Know that the grace and blessings of Bhagavan are with you, and may the actions of the day today be done with the awareness that I am an instrument. I am not the doer. Be aware of your breath. Be aware of your body. Be aware of the happenings around you. We pray for everyone's well-being. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramayaha. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Rub your palms, place them on the face, and gently open the eyes. If there are any questions today, please note them down. We will take it up tomorrow. Today there is another class. Hari Om.